Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back with another video, and this is going to be episode number 15 of the Starkiller base mock build series. I'm sorry this video is coming out a couple of days late, but I did this to ensure that I had basically what is a mega update for you guys this week. I've been working tirelessly on this mock. As you can see behind me, there is just so much progress that has happened on this thing since the last time you guys have seen it, and I really can't wait to show it out to you guys this week. But before I get into that, I do want to give a very special thanks to this week's live stream donor. So shout out to BrickKid and JediBob. Thank you guys so much for donating. It means the world to me that you guys are willing to do so. If you guys aren't tuning into the live streams, I certainly urge you to do so. It is a great way for you to not only see the mock early, but to also just hang around with some boyos and talk Star Wars. What more could you want than that? But yeah, this week was an interesting one. I got so much done on the stage area. You can see behind me there's even those 3 big red banners finally hanging up. I also took the liberty to add the third section back to this for this update, so you guys will get a relatively holistic view of the mock as it is so far. I just wanted to really make the presentation of the mock this week look really nice because, like I said, this is a mega update. There's so much that has been done, and even for me just personally, I wanted to see the mock together with the stage, all of the landing plat area, as well as the big building that's sitting on top of the stage. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. All right, guys, this is Starkiller so far. Oh my god. Like I said, this is a mega update. I worked so hard to ensure that enough of that big building would be complete to my satisfaction for this video. I actually really just ended up running out of time. Like, I wanted to complete even more of it, but I figured, like, I don't want to prolong the wait for this video anymore. I need to put it out. So I just decided I like kind of where I stopped at, specifically the fact that the big red banners are hanging. That was probably my biggest goal that I had in mind when deciding like how much I wanted to have prepared for this video. So the fact that those are there, I think is a really big deal, and it just looks so incredible to me. Before I dive too much into that, I did just want to show you guys a quick look at what the platform's looking at right now. I had my man John Cena over here earlier. He actually helped me set up a bunch of these figures. We didn't finish setting them up. We had some other things we needed to take care of, but this is something you guys haven't really seen in a while, so it's kind of cool for you guys to finally see the figures set up, at least in some capacity, with the wall as well as the stage, and of course the big building behind them. For this update, I really just wanted to get a really good holistic view of what this mock is going to look like, and this just makes me so excited. Like, I don't think you guys have any clue how much I just love seeing this vision that I had in my head for so long, literally since I laid eyes on episode 7, and it's finally coming to light. And the other crazy thing to think about is, like, once all this is done, once everything in this picture is done, that still is only going to be half of the mock. There is still another side of this mock that's going to include various other scenes from Starkiller base in episode 7. So I really think that this mock is just shaping up to be something special. So if we want to get a closer look at the stage area, you can see that I did a ton of work on it. Both sides of the ground, at least like for this main stage area, are complete. Got some of the troops lined up. I actually went ahead and I purchased a bunch of General Hux figures, and there's a reason why I did that. So as it stands, these are actually not the correct figures to have on the stage. It actually should be figures that look like Hux, specifically with the jacket on. You can see kind of the outline of it because it's cold outside. They should be wearing their First Order jackets. So Hux is the only figure we've gotten that has that jacket, either him and the Kylo Ren command shuttle initially, or the First Order Heavy Assault Walker. I'm sorry, no, the first ever heavy, oh no, my mistake, the First Order Heavy Scout Walker. Both of those sets have Hux with his like jacket on. Unfortunately, with the Scout Walker, it doesn't come with a hat, so those are 2 key elements that I need for these officers standing on this stage. And it does kind of complicate things. Like, you might say, Jay, it's not a big deal. Just put the standard First Order officers, the generals, on the stage. Doesn't matter if they have the jacket. But it matters to me. It makes a difference to me. So I want to make sure I have the correct figures there. So hopefully those will come either this week or next week. And we can get all the incorrect figures off the stage and put the correct ones on, and I'll know the difference, at least. And I don't know, maybe there's people out there who also appreciate the fact that I looked that deeply into the detail and made sure I had the correct figures up there. But in terms of this giant building on the stage, Wow. So, I mean, I knew this was going to be a tall building, and this isn't even the maximum height. I actually have that area right there. That's where basically this entire build is going to cap off. Well, really, yeah, this entire section. This is actually will probably end up being the tallest section of the entire build. So it's kind of cool to put things into perspective, just to have gotten to such a place where now I can get photos and I kind of know like how much background I'm going to have to work with. And I mean, it's a lot of background. Like, I'm glad I can finally come back here, get like head on photos of, you know, like just troops standing, and there's like the red banner in the background behind Hux. That was super important for me to get done. So those are hanging there. One thing you guys won't see a ton of is I actually built a big black wall behind this. I think you saw a little bit of it last week, but I ended up building the wall all the way up. You can probably see it a little bit better from the pack, actually. If I show you in there, yeah, a lot of black bricks. Used up almost all of my black 2x bricks to do that. And was it worth it? Probably not. My goal was basically to have the gaps between the three big banners kind of lead off into shadows. That's why I put the black behind there. I probably could have gotten away with not using as many black bricks, just kind of putting it where those gaps were. But I didn't want to take any risks. I didn't want to have you be able to look at this mock from a specific angle and be able to see like straight through, or be able to see like colorful bricks behind it. So I took the safe way out. The other thing I thought about was, if you're kind of looking through here in this angle, you can actually see right into the back of there. So it was just safe for me to use the black bricks, and I don't anticipate needing a bunch of black bricks for anything else in this mock. So I guess it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I don't know, maybe I could have planned that out a little bit better. All in all, it won't hurt the mock. So over here is an interesting detail of this build. So we actually have some windows right here. And these are accurate to the actual building. We got some, there's like red lights in there. I don't know specifically what they're supposed to be, but I put some trans red pieces. Probably at some point I'll put some actual LEDs behind there so they'll actually be illuminated, but they're there. I used some of the 1x4 slopes on this side to make that angle goes up. Of course, like once I actually put some detail into this, there's a lot of snow that gathers on top of here because, you know, that's where the snow falls and it gets stuck on there. So that will actually look considerably more detailed once we move forward. And then I continued with a lot of the light gray details on the side. And it's basically the same way on the other side. Building up like both symmetrical sides of this thing was quite the undertaking, just because the building is so big. Like, it felt like it just took forever and I was doing everything twice. But now that we're finally towards the top of the building, it won't be nearly as monotonous. I can just really get this thing finished up. A lot of you are going to ask why there are colorful bricks right here, and well, I have an answer for you. So basically what's going to happen with this mock on the sides is there's actually going to be another tall wall. I've kind of outlined it here so you can see. And it's basically going to come up probably to around like where this window is, maybe even a little bit higher, maybe like right here. And the idea is that this wall comes up and then there's kind of like a roof to it, but there's rock work that just kind of trails upward, and then it kind of sort of goes backwards. And the idea is actually that this entire building is built into a mountain. So there's going to be a big wall and then mountains kind of surrounding the sides of this big building. So I think it'll actually be really aesthetically pleasing when I get those built, just having kind of like the white snowy mountains and of course some dark gray poking through to really just contrast with the big like red banners as well as the mostly gray structures. So I'm actually super hype about that. We move over to the other side. You guys can just get a glimpse at how, like I said, it's the same type of structure on this side and same situation with the walls. And then in front of those walls will sit the giant anti-aircraft cannon. So we're making pretty good progress here. I'm happy with it. I finished most of the exterior of the very front of this. You can see there's a lot of those light gray details on there. Still need to do the other side. Also still need to add the like angled panels that sit on this. So you can see I started them down there on the other one. This one, I only have one side even started. So those are actually going to be covered up in case you're wondering why there were such large gaps in that. And really, guys, that's all I have to show you this week for the mock. I know I say that tall like that wasn't a lot, but I mean, this was quite a bit of progress on this mock. And I think the pulled back view of this mock is just incredible. Like, that big building in the back just makes a world of a difference. I feel like I so distinctly remember, you know, recently only having just the platform sitting on the table and this mock basically just being a glorified minifig showcase. But now that that building is there, now this mock has a lot of height, which I've certainly gotten used to with a lot of these big builds that I've been working on recently. Like, it's really feeling like a Rich Boy J mock with the combined detail, the large structures, and of course, can't forget about my love for the sequels. So moving forward, my goal is really just to finish up that big building. I want to start, like I said, those walls on the sides of it, and even start building up some of that rock work, that dreaded rock work. Let's go to the end segment, guys. And that's going to finish up the video today, guys. I hope that you liked it. Definitely let me know in the comment section what you thought of the progress that has been done on the mock so far. I am just super stoked with just how well this mock is progressing. I felt that I kind of like, it kind of got monotonous, you know, just working tirelessly on the stage, trying to build it up. And now that it is currently where it's sitting, it's very fulfilling to me. Just to finally see those big red banners finally sitting there. And now this means I can move forward with actually working out how I'm going to get the decals to sit on those to form the First Order logo. I know a few people mentioned, like, why not just brick build the logo? But if you look at the First Order logo, it's not something that will translate well into Lego at all. There's like first of all, the hexagon shape and the circle in the middle, which already causes some problems. And then the spikes that come out of the circle. It's not going to be a good time. I already know it. So rather than try to work something like that out, I'm just going to get some big stickers printed that'll sit on those tiles, and I think we'll just proceed forward from there. But yeah, that's going to finish the mock for this week. Moving forward between now and next update, my goal is to at least have some of like the walls and mountains started on either side of the stage area. Hopefully just to finish that one big building, and then of course, like I said, start the walls and the mountains beside it. And also, if I can, get a start on the big anti-aircraft turbo laser turret things that sit on either end of the stage. And then we'll be done with literally half of the mock, which is crazy to think about considering how long we've been working on it. But I think that does put us on a good track to have the complete mock finished by December. So that really is my goal, just to have this mock in time for Christmas, in time to drop right before episode 9. And then we'll seamlessly transition into what comes next after that. So that's going to finish things up, guys. If you like what I do, go ahead, support the video by hitting the like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, and I'll be back again very soon.